Hi guys, welcome to my channel Final Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. So I've got an exciting video today. I've got something brand new to show you that only came out yesterday. It's not like me to have something so current on my channel, but I've got the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Gothic Beach palette, and I've also picked up the Gothic Diamonds Extreme Highlighter Trio as well. So this is going to be a first impressions of the products, going to just create one eye look in this video. It's nearly 7 PM now. I've been waiting in all day for this to come. I ordered it from Beauty Bay with next day shipping. So we're about 24 hours since this was launched, but as I say, it's quite late now. So I was planning to do 2 looks if it came earlier in the day, but I'll just do one. And yeah, I'm just so excited. So let's just jump straight into the video. Okay guys, I've scooched you in closer. Just one thing to say before I start. Of course, it's Jeffree Star, very controversial, always is. If he's not for you and you don't want to watch this video, then that's absolutely fine. There'll be another video coming tomorrow where I show you all of my spooky eyeshadow palettes. So there's always something different on my channel, but I have to buy the releases that speak to me because I'm spending my own money on everything I buy on this channel. And I was just so excited when I saw this. The colour story is just to die for me. And it's in the trunk packaging, which is not done for a long time, and I've got all of the ones in the trunk packaging. So I was just so excited when I saw his return to YouTube and then saw the reveal of this palette. So this is the palette, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. As I say, it's got like the ring there where you open it, and it's the fairly bulky packaging that we know and love, a bit like the blood sugar or the blood money, that sort of thing. It comes in this box as well, quite a sturdy box. I always keep the boxes and keep them in the box to keep my palettes pristine. And then this is the palette. Now at first glance I was like, this is a strange release for a goth palette, and I think a lot of people said the same thing. But the theme of course is Gothic Beach, so you've got the first row is a bit more your beachy tones, but I think these are perfect for like your autumnal kind of rusty, fallen leaves kind of vibes. Then you've got a row of like your more witchy tones, and then the bottom row is all the grungy, spooky kind of tones. And honestly, there's so many combinations I can see in this palette and so many things I feel like I can do with it. So that's why I wanted to own it, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I also picked up the Gothic Diamonds palette. This is a sleeve. It comes out of the sleeve. And then that's the packaging, super nice. And then there's 3 highlighters in there. These are super expensive because they're Italian made and there is Extreme Frost formula. I've got the Sacred Glass palette as well, the more pinky one that came out with Pink Religion. It is beautiful. I think this was £57 that I paid yesterday. I did get a 20% off code though, but for 3 highlighters of this quality, baked highlighters made in Italy, I'm just so excited to see more of this formula, and I think it's fairly affordable that you're getting 3 of them. I never go through a highlight, and they're quite big size as well, so excited for those, particularly the really icy one. So yeah, we're definitely going to be applying these today. There were lots of other things in the collection. There was an SPF. I really wanted that. That didn't seem to drop on Beauty Bay, so I'm going to look for that. There was like a blurring stick. There was some eyeliner markers. They look quite interesting. But I had to draw this line somewhere. There's a lot of releases at the moment. There's also a full merch line as well. There's a really cool umbrella, a nice mirror. There's so many things, but I only picked up, as I say, just the palette and the highlighter. They're the things that I wanted the most. So we're going to apply the highlighter first, and I'm planning to do a sort of purple and green look today. So I think we're going to go with the middle shade, like kind of a bit the middle ground, not too purple, not too icy. And that shade is called Glimmer of Hope. I always find a bit more of a scratchy brush works really well with this kind of formula, so that's what we're going to use. It's a shame to mess up the pan because they're really, really pretty. These are quite blinding and sparkly. I don't know if you can see that. I've got a bit of a purple blush on. It's the Fairy Blush palette from Lightly Makeup. But wow, that's almost like too blinding, isn't it? But I'm not going anywhere and I don't care. This is my little makeup playtime hour where I can apply whatever I want, and I think for spooky time of year you can really take it there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But wow, look at that. It is a see it from space formula. It really, really is. It's gorgeous. I'm going to prime with the Juvia's iPrep, iPrime, eye primer. I like this one because it's quite light, so it always helps to get the most pigmentation out of the lighter shades. And I'm going to be using that light green that's in the palette, so I want to make sure that pops. Just blending that out and making sure I've blended it well into this corner, because I'm going to use every millimetre of my eye space in this look today. I think this is such a smart colour story, because he's done so many Gothic kind of releases, like the chromated palettes, black and silvers, and obviously had a more goth aesthetic to it again as well. And he's had the Weirdo palette with the reds in, so I think he's done a lot of those things, and I think this is such a smart release for him. Okay, so onto the palette then. So the only thing that's really difficult as a YouTuber with his palettes is holding them up. They're not the easiest to handle, so big and bulky. But what I want to do is do a purple kind of winged out sort of shape to this eye, and I want to put, I think, that shimmer on the lid, blended into that one, and then with that green in the inner corner. That's the plan. Now I want to keep the purples a bit more cool tone, so I think we'll go into this shade here first, which is Piranha Pretty. So I'm taking that on a melt angled brush, because as I say, I want an angled out shape, and this will help me. What a beautiful tone of purple. It's a bit more of a cool tone purple, and then obviously we've got warm tone purples in the palette as well. I'm using that corner of my eye to give me the line of where I want to work. Oops. And this is just basically getting the shape down at the moment, because I really want to, as I say, wing this out. I'd forgotten quite how much I love Jeffree's formula. It is pretty powdery and kick-uppy, but it's so opaque and pigmented. It's almost like creamy, buttery. It's all of those like YouTuber words that everybody overuses, you know, the cliches, but it's so true about his formula. So I'm taking it on an angle, as I say, angling it across my lid. And at the moment I'm just working on getting the shape down. But I want this to be a blown out, dramatic, spooky look. So honestly, I could pretty much slather that Piranha Pretty colour all over my lids and call it a day, because that is so gorgeous. We had quite a bit of fallout on the cheeks, but we've got purple blush, so it doesn't matter. I wasn't so concerned about tapping off my brush as I usually am, so that's why that happened. Alright, now I've got the overall shape down, I can start getting a little bit more detailed with it, whilst also blending it out as well. So I'm going to take this, as I say, quite a long way out. And I'm going to run it under my lower lash as well, so that everything's connected up in this outer corner. Take it about halfway, because as I say, I want to make this a green and purple look, because I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to do green or whether I wanted to do purple, so I thought we'd do them both, because we can make a witchy vibe, right? I haven't played with purple in a very long time. I've been looking back on my videos, I just don't use purple that often, which I've no idea why, because I love purple. Such a pretty colour, particularly with my greeny blue eyes, I think. Got a brush with no additional product now, and I'm just really working on just softening the edges where this fades out, and underneath as well. Just really blending this out, but dragging it out at the same time. Next I'm going to take this one, Oh Boy, just use as a blending shade going upwards a little bit. Take too much of that, but I just thought it might just help soften things on this top edge here. So it's a bit more pastel. Very similar tone to the other one though, so it's not going to change the more cool tone that we have going on. Now I want to deepen the look, and we're going to go into Umbrella Attitude, which is one of these sequin shadows, you know, the mattes with sparkles. And I'm not too concerned about seeing the sparkles. I just want to just get some depth in this outer corner here. I'm also just focusing that just on the lid though, not dragging that up and out too far. These shades with the sparkles in, I think you can make the sparkles show if you really pack them on, but I generally find that I just use them as mattes. They look really pretty in palettes, but they work better just if you think of them as mattes and don't expect them to really show sparkly on the eyes, and that's no different for any that I've tried. Now we're going to go in with the green shade, which is a Beach Ball Breaker, this one here. I don't want to ruin the umbrella in the pan. I'm going to pack that all over the area of my lid that we don't have any shadow on at the moment. We are going to go in with some shimmer as well, but I thought I'd pack the matte all over and into my inner corner, then I can make sure I've got it properly opaque. That's a nice tone though. I want to bring that up pretty high. I'm packing at the moment rather than blending, and when we get to this area here we don't really want to blend too much anyway. On the lid it's not going to matter because we're going to cover that. That is so pretty, isn't it? These are kicking up a lot of powder in the pan, but I'm kind of mopping the pan up with the brush, like mopping all of the pigment into the brush so that I don't lose it. I'm just taking that up so it just touches my brow there, so you can really see this. I've got a little bit of fallout and I think I'm going to go with it, so I'm bringing it down just into this corner here. It actually looks pretty cool. Definitely tap off your brush if you're using this palette, it's pretty powdery. But yeah, I'm bringing that forward. Now I'm going to take NYX Glitter Primer, as I generally do, and apply that over the lid area, right into this corner, and over most of the purple, but not all the way. Towards the outer part of my lid here, I'm going to use this shade. It's a satin, but I think it will still add something to the look. And then we're going to use this one more in the inner part of my lid. So we're going in with Gothic Yacht first. Popping that there, just in that centre area there, just where it blends into that purple, and just slightly on an angle. I love a satin shade like this. It's ultra rich and pigmented. I don't think every shade has to be a multi-chrome, a duochrome, ultra shiny. You know, it's nice to have some variety. It's definitely added something to the look. Just blending that slightly with the colours we already have down, just to make sure it's as seamless as possible. And then on the inner part we're taking Parasol Passion. I love these names. Quite a dark shade for an inner part of the lid, but just thought it was a really cool shade as well, and I think it will really give some drama to this look. So just taking that right into the corner of the lid there. And then just feathering it into the Gothic Yacht shade. It's got a bit more of a shine to it and a reflect, but again it's quite a smooth shimmer. His shimmers are different to a lot on the market, as I say, but I think it's interesting. I'm going to take that Parasol Passion green on the inner part here of my lower lash line. I love the tones of this Parasol Passion. This is probably my favourite shade in the palette, this deep green. Going back in with Umbrella Attitude, the darker purple, just in this outer corner now, just to connect everything up. Don't think we've quite got enough depth going on in this outer corner. Okay, that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches. Be back with you with the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. It's so witchy, so perfect for the season. When I first saw the palette, I was like, is it Halloween enough? This is Halloween enough, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely got those witchy vibes, and I think the star of the show is that more like burgundy kind of shade in the middle of the lids. It definitely adds a certain something. And being a satin, it's just like rich and deep in depth and kind of tone without being sparkly. And yeah, I really love it. There's not too many shadows like that these days. They're always like these super sparkly, shiny shades, but I think there's definitely room for more of these kind of rich, deep, satiny shades like this. Love it. To finish off the look, I've gone in with a green lip. I was going to go in with purple, and then I was like, if there was ever a look that I could wear a green lip, it's this one. So I've gone in with Ghost with the Most from the Beetlejuice collection from Melt. And as I say, that is my look. So happy I'd bought the palette. So inspired by it. I want to do something a bit more like autumnal vibes, a bit more wearable with these shades the next time I use it. There's also some really nice like gunmetal-y sort of grey shades in there. So there's quite a lot of scope for different things you can do. As I say, I'm so inspired when I look at this colour story. Got so many ideas for this palette. And that's always what makes me pull the trigger on a palette, to be quite honest with you, is if I can see lots of looks in it and I'm just inspired to use it. So yeah, I'm really happy that I bought it. The Gothic Diamonds highlighters, if you've not tried them, they're See It From Space. As I say, they're really good quality. They're like these little pearls kind of in them, and yeah, just super impactful and sparkly. And this is the perfect sort of purpley tone for a witchy Halloween look as well. So I think this is such a fun release, and hope you've enjoyed the video. But tomorrow's video, we're coming really into spooky season, aren't we? It's the 1st of October tomorrow, and I'm going to be bringing you my Halloween eyeshadow palette collection. And I've got a lot of Halloween palettes. I've got them all stacked on the floor behind me ready to film it, and there's over 30. So if you like eyeshadow palette content and you're new here as well, you might want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss that. But as I say, that should be upcoming tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are. Catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.